Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. So we're going to be doing another install today on my 87 Mustang GT here. We're going to go ahead and install a set of these Redline tuning hood struts. And I have my friend Raleigh here who's going to be helping me out because it does help with two hands, especially since we're going to be popping some rivets and doing some drilling. It does help to have a steady hand there to actually hold the hood so you're not sitting there bouncing off the hood and stuff like that. Yeah. But, you know, I was really impressed with these hood struts that we actually put on his 93 here. I'm going to actually get some insight from him here in just a second. But also the price was really good on them. The install wasn't too bad. It is a little intimidating at first because you do have to do some drilling and popping some rivets and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and get started on this here in just a second. Tools you need for this, you do need a rivet gun. And it does help to have some like masking tape and stuff like that because we didn't actually catch it in your video, but when you did pop a rivet, there's a lot of tension behind it before it pops, and you don't want to skip your rivet gun, you know, past on the hood and just scratch your paint up.
Which I did.
But you know, we're gonna try to avoid that as much as possible. Show you guys the install steps here. It does come with instructions to give you all the measurements and stuff like that. He's had his hood struts on his car for a little while now here. We actually installed those in pretty much the dead of winter for the most part. And how are they still holding up on your car?
They're great. I still love them. They're like, what, 90 bucks or 100 bucks?
So, yeah.
I was telling Donnie earlier before we started the video that I don't know if you can spend a better $90 or $100 on a Fox body. I don't know about you guys, but the prop rod always seems to be in the way when you're trying to do something under the hood.
That's right.
So that just alleviates that whole problem. Plus, I think Donnie touched on it on the video when we installed them on my 93. But they're nice. They're built so well that when they start to come up, they get toward the last, what? I don't know,
couple inches,
6-8 inches. Yeah. They slow down, so it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't overstroke the ram, so it doesn't want to try to fly your hood.
Right. Yeah, slap the hood over the back of the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as they've been on there for months now, and I mean, and that hood's been up and down 40, 50 times, and every time they work like a champ. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, then that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to go with them for my car. I was really impressed with build quality, installation. You know, we just kind of tackled it head on, and they're working great. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to get our tools ready, and we'll show you the steps and how we're going to install them. First, we're going to go ahead and open up this tube here, because this is how they come shipped. I did purchase these from LMR, of course, but this is how they come shipped from LMR and from Redline Tuning. So let's go ahead and pop this tube open here. We'll show you what comes with the kit. Okay, this is everything that comes in the box from, tube from Redline Tuning. And as you can see, it's packaged extremely well, almost like overly packaged. Comes in this nice big sleeve here that's got their trademark here, of course, and it's nicely packaged on the hood struts. Then, of course, everything is packaged really nice. It comes with a nice, fully colored instruction sheet. And as you can see here, the instructions cover, you know, 79 to 93 cars, and of course 94 to 98 cars. Really cool stuff there. Also comes with your brackets for both the hood and the body of the car, and then of course a hardware pack that has the rivets and self-tapping screws. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox everything. We'll go and open up the instructions, and we'll show you step by step how we need to install these. All right, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure out 23.5 inches from the edge of your hood to the side of your hood here, 23.5 inches. This is where you're going to mark and center up your hood bracket. So you can see there's 3 holes here on that bracket. The 23.5 is your center line. So that way when it sits here on your hood, you can center up your mark at 23.5, and you can mark with a Sharpie marker. You can mark the spots in the hood that you're going to drill. So we'll go ahead and mark the spot here, and in the middle first, and then we'll mark the other sections here. Well, it does help having some painter's tape, because then you don't have to worry about, you know, marking your hood up. So we're going to go ahead and cover the rest of this area with some tape, and then we'll mark the holes, and we'll get to drilling. Alright, we got our 3 holes marked. Again, you'll mark all 3 holes on this bracket here. These are not site specific, so you would just mark with a Sharpie marker in between each of these holes here. Again, your center stud is going to be measured at 23.5. Now, to get started on the holes, we're going to go ahead and use a 3/16 drill bit here on a power drill. We're going to go ahead and drill those holes each individually. Probably going to start in the middle one here and then test fit and make sure our holes still line up. Again, you only get really 1 crack at this, so we don't want to constantly drill a bunch of holes in the hood. So we're going to start with the middle hole here with the 3/16, and then we're going to make sure our rivet will actually pass through it with ease, and then if we need to, we'll kind of ream it out a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started on some drilling. So here I'm just going to go ahead and drill out this middle one here. So I'm just going to apply a little pressure down. I'm not going to go extremely fast. And just push down on this here. Yellow fiberglass. And we'll get a vacuum to vacuum all this extra stuff out. But alright, we got the one here, so we'll go ahead and test fit our bracket again real quick. I'll pull a rivet out of the package, make sure it passes through with ease, and then ream out with this same drill bit if necessary. So it looks like it's going to work, but it's a little tight, so I'm going to have to ream these holes out a little bit. Alright, so I'll go ahead and get this going here real quick, and then I'll also ream those holes out as well. And then we'll do another test fit before we actually pop these rivets. So I'm going to ream this out real quick, get it test fitted. Again, guys, it's good to go ahead and just do this multiple times. You don't want to deal with a hole that's misaligned and then you're stuck with an extra hole in your hood. Alright, so I'm going to ream these out real quick. Okay, this is pre-riveting. But you can see here we got the rivets in. This one's a little cockeyed, but you know, I'm okay with it. It's gonna be fine. Going for function here, but I could ream that out a little bit more, but then that kind of takes away the strength of the rivet. But yeah, everything is in there, lines up decent. So now we're gonna go ahead and pop some rivets. Little trick and side note here, if you want to help save your paint, because the rivet gun may try and skip on you, we're gonna go ahead and put some tape like right around here, and then right around here, and then maybe a couple pieces on this side. So we're gonna go ahead and tape that up real quick, and then we'll get to riveting. Try to keep a better eye on. Yeah, it slides out the back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 down, 1 to go.
Harbor Freight rivet gun.
That's right. Here we go. All the rivets are installed. Broke off nicely. Sturdy.
Yeah, that turned out good.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and repeat those steps on that side. All right, and this side's all riveted on. Probably the hardest part of the job, because you're dealing with rivets, and if you don't have a high quality rivet gun, it might be a little bit of a pain. But as you can see, they're sturdy, nice and flat on the hood. Looks good. All right, so now we're going to move on to installing the lower brackets, which install right around this area here. I'll show you where you need to drill your holes on that. Line up the rear bracket here. You need to go 3 3/4 inches from the center of your fender bolt here. So you measure the center of that, and you measure 3 3/4. That'll be the edge of this bracket right here. So you can see that we made our line there. And then you'll measure 1 inch from the fender over. That's where the back side of the bracket will line up. So as you can see, we marked our holes. On both sides we marked them. Now we'll go ahead and drill those out. You go ahead and we're gonna kind of use a sharp screwdriver here. We're just gonna mark these holes for something for our drill to go into. I'm just gonna take this screwdriver here, just give it a nice little knocking on the hammer. We have our drift marks here. We'll go ahead and get the correct drill bit, drill those out for the self-tappers. All right, it's a, was it 5/30 seconds?
5/30 seconds.
You have drill bit here, and the punch did help, kept the bit from walking. So now I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum up all these shavings real quick, and then we'll go ahead and remove the tape and install our bracket. That's been started, so I'm gonna go get the other one started. And then that way it doesn't jump around. on there good. Somewhere on here. See, finished product. Nice and sturdy on there. Alright, we'll go and move on to the other side, and then we'll install these struts. Alright, we got all the brackets installed, guys. It wasn't too bad. Again, you do have to do some drilling, you do have to pop some rivets. Pretty scary, but you take your time with it. Measure a couple times before you drill. Using a punch and like a sharp screwdriver, something does help. Now we get to install the actual struts themselves. In the instructions, they do recommend that you cycle these a couple times, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. I'll show you guys on one of them here. Again, this packaging is so nice. They over-package this thing. Alright, so, got the strut here. All we're going to do is we're going to put it on the ground, cycle it. Actually, we'll go through the side. Just going to cycle it a couple times. That's it. Okay. So now we're going to pop these on here real quick, and we'll test them out, make sure they work. Alright, we're going to put the pop rod down here real quick. The ram, the larger tube, actually goes towards the top. So we'll insert the bottom one first on the bottom here, on the bottom peg. And then you need him to, push the hood up a little bit so we can connect the top. So these just snap in. Down. Down a little more. Okay, here's one side. Go ahead and cycle this other side real quick. In the test, it holds the hood. Okay, it holds the hood up. Alright, that's a good sign. Alright, make sure that we're good everywhere. Make sure everything's tight and good to go. Alright. Let's go ahead and give it the test. Make sure it comes down. Okay, and make sure it holds it up. I call that success, guys. Alright. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the install. Many thanks to Raleigh for coming over here to the house to help me get these going. Much obliged, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
And again guys, I really recommend these hood struts, especially if you're running a fiberglass hood. As you can see, they work really well. They don't try to throw your hood open as soon as the tension grabs. It does have good tension almost all the way down to where you need to latch the hood. Really cool stuff. Price, can't beat it. I'm just overall happy. They actually look really cool too. Just a black strut with the red line tuning logo on it. Very happy with it. The install went pretty smoothly. Just take your time, again, measure multiple times. Can't stress that enough because you are drilling holes, but turned out really good. So yeah, from Raleigh here, highly recommends them as well. Mm-hmm. How would you say this install went compared to when we did yours?
A little easier because we have done it before.
Exactly.
On the same type car. But one thing I will say is they do have different types for steel factory hoods as opposed to fiberglass hoods. Just make sure you're getting the right ones. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine if you put the steel type on a fiberglass hood, it might throw it up through the air because obviously it needs a lot more attention.
And I've been reading some posts about that in regards to the part number may be exactly the same. I don't know, but these, when you buy them, they do say they're for fiberglass hoods.
They are specific.
So, go and buy the recommended, what the manufacturer says. And, telltale sign, both our fiberglass hoods work really well with these.
And they're identical hoods, too, to be fair.
Exactly, yeah. Both Cervini's Cobra R style hoods. But, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And there's many more things to come still. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.